How did a line drawn on a map change millions of lives forever? This question takes us back to the mid-20th century, to the heart of the Indian subcontinent. It was a time of monumental change, a time when a single line, hastily drawn, would forever alter the destinies of two nations, India and Pakistan. Today we journey back to that fateful moment, to understand the depth of its impact, to unravel the stories intertwined with that line. This is the story of the Partition of India and Pakistan. To understand the partition, we must first delve into the past. The roots of this great divide trace back to the era of British colonial rule in India, when the seeds of division were sown. It all began in the mid-19th century when the British Empire took control of the Indian subcontinent. They ruled over a diverse population that included a majority of Hindus and a significant minority of Muslims. The colonial rulers employed a policy of divide and rule, intentionally fostering religious and ethnic divisions to maintain control. As the struggle for independence from British rule intensified in the early 20th century, so did the religious tensions. The Indian National Congress, primarily Hindu-led, and the Muslim League, championing the cause of the Muslim minority, emerged as the two major political forces. The British in turn exploited these divisions, further deepening the communal divide. They propagated the idea that Hindus and Muslims were two distinct nations, unable to coexist peacefully. This idea was later called the two-nation theory and would serve as the foundation for the demand for a separate Muslim state, later known as Pakistan. Meanwhile, political negotiations were underway. The British, eager to exit India but unwilling to leave it in chaos, proposed various plans for a united but decentralized India. However, the Muslim League, fearing marginalization in a predominantly Hindu India, insisted on a separate state. The year 1947 marked the pivotal moment. Following intense political negotiations and rising communal tensions, the British decided to partition the Indian subcontinent into two separate nations, India and Pakistan. This decision was made without any significant consultation with the populace. The Radcliffe Line, named after its architect, Sir Cyril Radcliffe, was hastily drawn, dividing provinces, districts, villages, and even homes. The stage was set. The British Empire, once the world's most formidable colonial power, was about to leave behind a divided subcontinent, setting in motion one of the most massive and bloodiest migrations in human history. These brewing tensions and political maneuverings set the stage for a tragic divide. In 1947, the unthinkable happened. A decision was made that would forever change the fate of the Indian subcontinent. The partition, as it came to be known, was not just a political act, but a seismic event that sent ripples through the lives of millions of people. The British government, in its haste to leave India, announced the creation of two independent nations, predominantly Hindu India and predominantly Muslim Pakistan. Sir Cyril Radcliffe, a British lawyer, was tasked with drawing the boundary lines, a task he completed in just 5 weeks, having never set foot in India before. As the lines on the map were drawn, they cut through communities, homes, and hearts. The largest mass migration in human history was about to unfold. Families packed up their lives into small bundles, leaving behind the only homes they had ever known. Hindus and Sikhs headed towards India, while Muslims moved in the opposite direction, towards Pakistan. The journey was fraught with danger. Trains known as ghost trains arrived at stations filled with the bodies of those who had fallen victim to the escalating violence. Despite the fear and uncertainty, the people trudged on, fueled by the hope of a better future in their new homeland. Yet amidst the chaos there were stories of resilience and humanity. There were tales of neighbors helping each other, of friendships that transcended religious lines, of refugees sharing whatever little they had. One such story is of Bishan Singh, a Sikh who was forced to leave his home in Lahore. In his diary he wrote, "I left my heart in Lahore, but I have found new brothers and sisters in Amritsar." Another poignant account comes from Fatima, a Muslim woman who migrated to Pakistan. In a letter to a friend she wrote, "I miss the mango trees and the river by our old house, but here in Karachi, I see the same stars in the sky, and I know we are under the same heavens." These personal narratives highlight the human aspect of the partition. They remind us that behind the political maneuverings and the grand historical events, there were ordinary people whose lives were turned upside down. The partition was a time of immense suffering and loss, but it was also a time of remarkable courage and resilience. It was a period when the worst and the best of humanity were on display, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. In the blink of an eye, millions were uprooted, their lives forever altered. Yet they held on to hope. They built new lives, and they carried with them the memories of a time that was, and the dream of what could be. The repercussions of the partition extend far beyond 1947. The echoes of this monumental event continue to resonate, shaping the destinies of two nations and their people. The partition's immediate aftermath was marred by communal violence, mass migrations, and the displacement of millions. These were wounds that cut deep, the pain of which still lingers in the collective memory of both nations. Yet the story of the partition is more than a tale of division. It's a narrative of resilience, of people rebuilding their lives from the ashes of a shattered past. It's the story of cultures adapting and evolving, of a shared heritage being reinterpreted in new and diverse ways. The cultural impacts of the partition are profound and far-reaching. It led to the creation of distinct identities, yet these identities are irrevocably intertwined, reflecting centuries of shared history. The languages, the arts, the cuisines, and even the sports, all bear the indelible imprint of this shared past. The partition has also shaped the political landscapes of India and Pakistan. It has influenced their foreign policies, their relations with each other, and their roles on the international stage. The border that was drawn in 1947 remains a contentious issue, a reminder of a past fraught with conflict and tension. Yet, amidst these challenges, there are glimmers of hope. Efforts towards reconciliation and understanding are evident, as people on both sides of the border strive to bridge the divide. Initiatives that foster dialogue, that celebrate shared cultural heritage, and that aim to heal the wounds of the past, symbolize the enduring spirit of humanity. Indeed, the echoes of the partition are not just reminders of a painful past, they are also signposts, pointing towards a future where understanding and mutual respect can pave the way for peace. The scars remain, but so too do the stories of resilience and shared heritage. Because at the end of the day, the partition is not just a historical event, it's a human story. A testament to the indomitable spirit of people, their ability to endure, to adapt, and to hope. As we look back on this pivotal event, we must also look ahead. The partition of India and Pakistan, a tragic divide, has left a profound mark on the lives of millions. This single line drawn on a map has shaped the course of history, leading to a legacy of pain, resilience, and hope. It's important to remember that behind every historical event lie countless human stories. The echoes of the past continue to resonate in the present, reminding us of the struggles endured and the sacrifices made. The partition wasn't just a political event, it was an upheaval of lives, a reshuffling of identities, a test of human spirit. The cultural impacts and ongoing relations between India and Pakistan are a direct result of this shared history. The search for reconciliation and understanding is ongoing. By remembering the past, we can strive to build a better future. But the story doesn't end here. As we've explored the tumultuous events of the partition, we must remember that history is a continuum, a cascade of interlinked events. Our next chapter takes us on another compelling journey. The road to independence, India's struggle for freedom. We'll delve into the trials, tribulations, and triumphs that paved the way for India's independence. We'll see how the echoes of the past continue to shape the present. Join us next time as we continue our journey through history.